Trayvon Martin, Al Sharpton, Zimmerman, Judge Nelson. Let's talk about this case, the murder case of Trayvon Martin, because it exemplifies how the entire country is in a deep trance that the media creates by its propaganda. And here's what happened and what didn't happen. The big deal was stand your ground. Okay, that's been the subject by everybody under the sun, and nobody is even questioning stand your ground. Especially the expert lawyers, some of whom I called personally, to say stand your ground had nothing to do with this trial. You could not find those words or anything relative to stand your ground in the transcript of that case. I will bet you $1,000,000 to 1. You couldn't find it because it ain't there. Okay? It's that simple. And so I'm the only one in America who watched this trial, of all the millions of people who watched this trial, right? Who know that stand your ground was never any part of the defense, any part of the case, at any time. Okay? Whether it was in the opening statements, the closing statements, the judge's charge to the jury, or witnesses, or the prosecutor, the defense, anybody. Okay? Not a moment when stand your ground was ever mentioned. But according to everybody, Zimmerman walked out the door acquitted, beat the case, murdered this kid, pled self-defense, and used stand your ground, and it worked. But that's not what happened at all. That's what everybody believes happened, and that proves they're all in a trance, because it didn't happen. Okay? And this is the modern age now, with TV and everything. Round-the-clock news, CNN, all right? They had plenty of witnesses from the Zimmerman case on their show, including this Tubin guy who's supposed to be the expert attorney, right? Okay. Now, what didn't happen that never got reported, that was extremely the key to the whole case, was that Zimmerman called the cops 46 times in a row. Trayvon Martin was number 46. And there wasn't one victim of any of these so-called events that may not have even happened. He may have just made believe, hey, so look, I see somebody running. He just robbed something, stole something, whatever. Okay? And then he says to the dispatcher, the assholes all get away. Well, maybe there were no assholes that got away, because there's no victims of any crime. So, but the judge said, no, we can't have that in this case. Why not? Because it clarifies that Zimmerman is nuts, and he keeps calling. And the cops are completely incompetent, because how many times does this guy call where the cop comes out and there's never anybody to even question as far as witnesses or a victim? Okay? Keep going. Let's go. Let's call again. You know, you're the neighborhood watch guy. Come out at night. He might have come out for 5 minutes just for his call. How's that? Okay, I don't know. Listen, the point is, that would have been a big story for the media to tell actually the truth. Okay? The Judge Nelson prevented the 46 calls from being any part of this case. That's it. Now that's big news. Okay? If you just understand basic logic. Right? Now, did he have a gun? Of course. Did Trayvon Martin know he had a gun? Did he know that the creepy-ass cracker who attacked him after he ran around the building to not stand his ground, to get away, right, gets attacked physically by this lunatic Zimmerman, and then is able to prevail and knocks his ass out on the ground. Trayvon's on top. Zimmerman's yelling help. Okay? So the neighbor comes out. Anyway, this kid didn't know this creepy ass cracker had a gun. Or he would have taken it from him. He's not a dope. Okay? But he didn't. Because he didn't know he had a gun. So he let him up with his gun. And then Zimmerman, whoa, boom, you're dead. You're dead. Okay? The cops come. Zimmerman, he's just making out like, hey, I'm the victim. Okay? And they take him in, cuff him, question him a couple hours. I watched it. It was on YouTube. Yeah. This thing is magic, this goddamn YouTube thing. It's my little TV program that you can watch and listen to and learn how screwed up you are because you have to be in a trance, because nobody but me ever mentioned the fact that there was never stand your ground in the trial period, and what should have been in the trial but Judge Nelson prevented from being in the trial was the 46 calls the lunatic Zimmerman made with no victims. Okay? He's not reporting crimes. He didn't report a crime with Trayvon. Okay? Trayvon just coming back from his little trip to the store. That's all. Okay? There's no crime. Oh, he looks suspicious. Yeah. He was casing his building. He's looking at the building now. Really? I mean, anybody that believes that Zimmerman is a real nitwit. Okay? Everyone. Which means almost everybody in this country. Now, why is Sharpton not exposing what I'm telling you? Why? I don't understand it. He has these experts that he thinks are experts. Lawyers that come on his show, right, and talk about stand your ground. And even though I called Jenkins, a lawyer up in White Plains, New York, to say, hey, you know, you'll be the smart lawyer if you say, there's no stand your ground in this case. What do you think she said? Do you think that she said, hey, thanks for telling me that? I didn't have time to watch this whole case. And you did. See? I'm retired, man. I go do whatever I want all day, all night. You understand? So I watched the case on my computer. So I could see everything, every word, just like I was sitting next to that judge. Because the TV station has one commercial after the next. Talk about brainwashing. They actually literally tell the audience that they're not going to miss anything. And then bingo, they flip it right to about 5 minutes of commercials. And their audience is just in a daze. Total trance. Okay? So, this is where we're at here in this country. That's the point of it. Trayvon's dead. Can't bring him back. We could arrest Zimmerman for lying, perjury, and then convict, get him. Just lock his ass up in a nut house because he's dangerous. And when you're crazy, making 46 bogus calls, and then you shoot somebody, you're clearly crazy and dangerous, okay? Commit this guy and be done with it. That's the solution to this. But what you have to try to remember is that you're in a trance. And you're going to stay in that trance until you start. It has nothing to do with your intelligence. Nothing. What you have to do is say, I better watch my own behavior and see how I can function. All right? Because if I'm in a trance and people are telling me crazy things like the Zimmerman beat the case because of stand your ground, then I'm at their mercy, okay? I'm screwed. That's the end of the story. Please, think about it. You're in a trance. It won't help anything from being in a trance. and I'll get to that next time. Bye.